Wow. Wow. I'm dumbfounded, man. This list that ESPN released yesterday, top 100 list ESPN released. They do it every year. Last year the list was okay. I kind of like what they did. One thing they did, they had LeBron number 3 on the list last year. Um, and I thought that was kind of accurate, being that, he had that down year with the Lakers, and um they didn't make the playoffs. He got hurt. He started looking his age and all that stuff. We seen that he couldn't carry the Lakers with that young core, and he really needed Anthony Davis. And what Kawhi Leonard did last year, what Giannis did winning MVP last year. Those things kind of let you know, hey, it might be time for LeBron to go ahead and give that title up. And I feel like LeBron came and recaptured that this year, especially in the bubble. But it started with the way he was able to perform that weekend where he beat Giannis and the Clippers and Kawhi in the same weekend. And I think it was a third team. I can't remember who it was, but I think in everybody's minds that was like, okay, he is kind of reestablishing himself as the number 1 player in the world. And they rewarded him for that and what he did in the bubble and getting the championship. And now the narrative is, he's still the best in the world. He's 35 going on 36, and he's still doing it. And he's done it with his 3rd franchise in 17 years. So it's a cute narrative that they're running. But I have no disagreements with LeBron being at number 1. But I'm going to go ahead and run down the number. I don't care about everything past 10. I'm going to run from 10 to 1 on how ESPN ranked it. If I can pull it up real quick. It's a lot I disagree with on here. And I'm going to let you know exactly why I disagree with it and what I disagree with. But they got the Joker at number 10. I don't have a problem with Joker being a top 10 player. I personally don't have him at number 10 or in the top 10, but he's very close. So I have no problem with ESPN saying, hey, we're going to reward the guy who is the number 1 on the Denver Nuggets team, who, has had the top 3 record in the West for the last 2 years and made it to the conference finals with him leading. So I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, as best big man in the league, you got to give that to Anthony Davis. And it used to be Joel Embiid, probably number 2. But I have Jokic in front of Joel Embiid now. So that's how much I like him. They had James Harden at number 9. So just imagine 8 players in the league better than James Harden with what he has done. But I guess they're taxing him on what he hasn't been able to do in the playoffs as far as where they're finishing it. I think if he would have got into the finals at least this year or maybe last year, I think he would have held his top 5 position. But I think they're taxing him. And that's going to be a common thing, is players getting taxed for different reasons and players getting rewarded for different reasons. James Harden was one of the guys they taxed. Steph Curry is one of the guys they taxed. He got hurt last year. So out of sight, out of mind. But I don't know how you go from where Steph Curry was at to number 8. But all of a sudden he's a number 8 player, and they have Dame in front of him. Dame Lillard at number 7. Don't have a problem with Dame being in the top 10 either. I just have a problem with him being ahead of Steph Curry. I wouldn't put him ahead of Steph Curry. I love Dame. I love his game. I got him really high. I think he's the second best point guard in the league behind Steph. But I don't see the reasoning behind why I will put him in front of Steph, other than the fact that we're going to tax the guy for not playing. And like I said, out of sight, out of mind. Here's the real big issue. And another player that's getting taxed because he was hurt. I guess the thought process behind this is, Achilles injury. We haven't seen him play in a year and a half. We don't know how much he's going to be Kevin Durant and how powerful. Now, I say powerful because I just looked at Brooklyn, got him listed as a power forward. But how effective he's going to be coming back off their injury. But if you're going to tax him and say it's 5 players in the league better than him because you don't know what he's going to be like after Achilles injuries, I would have really liked to see you not even have him on the list at all, rather than say it's 5 players better than him. But that's some bulletin board material for Kevin Durant. He can use that for extra motivation. And players like Kevin Durant don't really need motivation. They already a walking bucket. So, and he already got something he feel like he need to prove. So they just gave him a little bit more. Kawhi Leonard at number 5. Don't have a problem with Kawhi Leonard being in the top 5, but I have a problem with his position. I still have him. Actually, my 1, 2, and 3 would be LeBron, KD, or my personal KD. I feel like KD is the best player in the league. So I would have KD at number 1 and LeBron at number 2. But being fair and objective, like I said, it's reestablishing himself. I gotta reward LeBron and give him that top player, because it's the same thing I did when KD went to the Warriors and performed the way he did in the finals and outplayed LeBron. Even though LeBron didn't outplay Kawhi or KD to leapfrog them again, they didn't make it, and KD was hurt. So I give it to LeBron. So LeBron, KD, then Kawhi 3, then Giannis at 4, and then 5. I probably had Steph. Right, that's my 5. They got Kawhi at 5, and they got Luka at 4. This is the one where I just don't understand how you will put him at 4. Like, there's absolutely no explanation, no reasoning behind it. I just can't see him at number 4. As good as he is, there's no reason for you to say Luka Doncic is better than Kawhi, better than KD, better than Steph, better than Dame Lillard. Not even, I wouldn't even say better than Kyrie. I don't even have Luka in my top 10. But they got Luka at number 4, and I just don't get it. You got to explain to me how he's at number 4. Yeah, I get it. He performed well, and this. I want to say this. I've been hearing people's argument on why he's such a great player, and this is the part where I think what Russ and what LeBron has done in the league has kind of messed up people's view on what the league is about, or what basketball is about, right? So the greatest argument they got for Luka is he averaged 27, 7, and 8 or something like that. Everyone's big on that stat line with points, rebounds, and assists. Everyone's big on it. At one Russell MVP, he averaged a triple-double 2 years in a row, and that has propelled him in everyone's eyes as a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's done something that no one else other than Oscar could accomplish, and no one has done it since Oscar until Russell Westbrook. He made history. He did it 2 years in a row. Everybody say he's first ballot Hall of Fame just for that. If he don't win a ring, if he don't do anything else, you can never take that away from him. He made history in his first ballot Hall of Famer, right? That's what people think. So the triple double, or close to a triple double, or filling the stat sheet with points, rebounds, and assists is huge in the NBA. And that's because that's something that when LeBron came in, that was his call. That was his call to fame. A scoring machine, averaging over 20 points a game, rebounding at a high clip, and assisting the ball at a high clip. And I'm gonna tell you exactly how you do that. When you're in an offense that says, when you're in an offense that's going to give you the ball and say that everything that happens on the offensive end is going to be dictated by you and decided by you. We're going to make you our point guard and our primary scorer. Right then and there, you already set yourself up to have big numbers with the assists and points. I got the green light on offense. I can score and shoot anytime I want to. The offense is built around me. It's high screen and roll, and every pass or every shot is going to come off of my pass, probably 75% of the times. How did you not be a good passer and a good ball handler and a good scorer and not average 25 and at least 7 off of that format? You got 4 quarters of basketball to play, and all you're doing is high screen and roll, and when they double, you pass it to the open guy. Who can't get 7 assists like that? So you're going to get those numbers with the assists. You got the green light on offense. You're going to get numbers if you can score well enough with the points. And then the rebound is just, hey, if I'm 6'8", which Luka is 6'7", 6'8", LeBron 6'9", yeah, rebound. I can rebound in my sleep. So I'm not blinded by the high numbers because I know the play style allows for that. Now, what gets lost in the shuffle of people being so amazed by 27, 7, and 7 is that we have a blueprint for wing players that seems to work pretty good. And that is the blueprint that Michael Jordan set forth as being a unstoppable scorer, tenacious scorer, and then also on the defensive end being just as good on the defensive end. So you're the best scorer in the league and then the best wing defender in the league as well. And it seems like that Kobe Bryant adopted that blueprint, and it seems like Kawhi Leonard has adopted that blueprint as well, right? These guys don't play so much on ball and high screen and roll. They can play off the ball, and they can utilize that mid range in that post game, right? That's not going to get you huge numbers when it comes to those 3 stat lines with points, rebounds, and assists, because you're allowing other people to get assists on your team. You're not the whole offense, but you're bringing it on the defensive end. In Luka's case, he's not bringing it on the defensive end. And in everybody else's case that I mentioned, Westbrook, LeBron, when they was averaging 27, 7, and 7, what part of their basketball game suffered the most? The defensive end. LeBron James stopped playing defense, but he was getting 27, 7, and 7 when he was with Cleveland the second go round, and everyone raves about those numbers. Westbrook, same thing. Couldn't stop a nosebleed, but he gave all that effort. I'm the whole offense, right? So they're rewarding Luka for 27, 7, and 7, and that's not the best formula for winning. I got Kawhi, Kobe, MJ, and between them, I got 2, 8, 13 rings with that formula. Best defender, best scorer. And then the formula of let's get the triple double. You got whatever, you take those best 3 examples, Luka, LeBron, Westbrook, and you got 4 rings. 4 versus 13. So unless you are LeBron, that might not be the and to get his 4 rings, he had to team up with a super team in Miami, and then he had to get, according to ESPN, the second best player in the league to get his ring. This is something to think about, man. That might not be the best formula for winning. I'm just saying. But I don't like Luka there. Giannis, I'm good with him being at 3. Um, if KD was 2, but I'm not good with AD being 2. I don't think AD. Yeah, my top 5 would not be a guy in Luka who hasn't proven that he can do anything other than fill up a stat sheet. He hasn't proven that he could carry a team to the finals and win, or carry a team to the finals, which is what Jimmy Butler just did. But KD has proven he could. He did it with OKC and he did it with the Warriors as the best player. Kawhi could do it. He did it with Toronto as the best player. AD hasn't got out of the second round as the best player of his team. So all my top 5 are all number 1s who have proven it. LeBron, KD, Kawhi, and Steph. But Giannis would be the only one that I throw in there that hasn't yet proved that he could do it. But he's proven that he can be a number 1 on a very successful team. Best record in the league 2 years in a row, MVP 2 years in a row, Defensive Player of the Year this year. But with AD, not so successful when he was New Orleans number 1 player. So I just can't reward him for being the number 2, even though he performed very well. And you can argue that he outperformed LeBron, but it was close. I just can't give him the nod as the second best player in the league. That's tough. And I can tell what ESPN is doing. I know what they're doing. But this was a tough list to even look at. And then when you go beyond number 10, it just gets worse. It's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no reason to have Zion Williamson at 19 in front of so many good players. Kyrie, Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson, Bradley Beal. It's just no point, man. But I just wanted to get on here and touch on that top 10 just a little bit. As always, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed, and also leave some comments, man. Let me know what you think.